It was April of 2017 when Dustin Pedroia went down after getting a spike to the knee from Baltimore's Manny Machado just 6 months after knee surgery. This play and that surgery was just the start of a 4.5-year period that included 6 knee surgeries, a bear-sized handful of trips to the injured list, many flare-ups, setbacks, and rehab assignments, before the all-star second baseman finally decided last year to throw in the towel. Tuesday marks the 1-year anniversary of Pedroia's retirement announcement, and now is a completely unplanned yet fitting time to talk about one of the best to ever ship up to Boston. Things suck right now. Nobody's having any fun. So let's talk about somebody who was fun. You know him as Dustin Pedroia. 10-year-old me knew him as the Short King featured on the cover of MLB The Show. There's an exclusive list of baseball people who can make me smile from something as simple as one passive memory of their time in the sport. Johan Santana, Kyle Hendricks, Albert Pujols, this guy. You better believe Dustin Pedroia has a spot on that list too. But not just for his accolades, his charming good looks, or on-field performance. Even as a young baseball fanatic, I really didn't see Pedroia play all that much. I could probably count on one hand the number of games I've seen Dustin play in. I remember him specifically for one lesson I learned from his time in baseball growing up. That a lot of the time, life isn't all that fair. But 2.5 degrees, 600 Marvel movies, 5 years of YouTube, and a decade later, I want to finally learn about and appreciate the entirety of Dustin's career. Not just its downfall, like most people like to obsess over, but the highs, the accomplishments that turned Dustin Pedroia into one of the greatest and most beloved Red Sox of all time. Dustin Pedroia's Red Sox career began as a 22-year-old rookie in 2006, but he didn't come into his own until the following year. Still maintaining his rookie status in 2007, he played in 139 games and hit .317 with 39 doubles and an OBP just south of 400. He was a nearly 4-WAR rookie and won AL Rookie of the Year with 94% of the vote. And to cap off an already impressive freshman year, him and the Red Sox were playoff bound. Boston went on to sweep Anaheim in the ALDS and beat Cleveland in 7 in the championship series, which was honestly a little sad to hear about after their historic team-up with local insects against the Yankees in the division series. Dustin Pedroia led off in the first game of his first World Series with his first career World Series home run off of Jeff Francis. Pedroia is the only rookie in Major League history to hit a leadoff home run in the World Series. And 2 days later, when he forgot his ID and couldn't get into Coors, he told the security guard, quote, "Go ask Jeff Francis who I am."
Looking good, Francis. Well rested. Like you've been pitching, not catching.
And the Red Sox finished off their quest to glory with a sweep of the Colorado Rockies to win the World Series.
Game over, series over, and the Red Sox are world champs again.
Hello, small fellow. So you go straight on, mate. You go straight on. Doing a good job.
All right, so Rookie of the Year award and a World Series ring in his first year. Not too bad. Not bad at all. It'd probably be pretty hard to top. 2008 saw Dustin Pedroia lead the American League in runs, hits, and doubles in a nearly 7-WAR season. In the 13 years since 2008, only 5 players have hit more doubles in a single season. He hit 17 homers in 2008 after hitting only 8 in his rookie season. He went from hitting homers like 2006 Carlos Zambrano to hitting homers like 3 2006 Carlos Zambranos? 2007 might have been the year that put Pedroia on the map, but 2008 was the year that put Pedroia's name on kids' backs. Not only did he come into his own as far as power is concerned, he stole 20 bases and won his first Gold Glove at second base. And for the second straight season, he and the Red Sox were back in the playoffs. Side note, maybe this doesn't happen as often as it seems, but doesn't it feel like beating the Angels or Twins in the division series is some kind of baseball tradition? Like, are you really a strong American League team if you don't bully one of those two in the first round of the playoffs? With the Red Sox back in the postseason, they eliminated the Angels for the second year in a row, third time in their last 3 postseason matchups. But they lost to the Tampa Bay Rays in a 7-game championship series, which, another side note, may be my favorite championship series of all time, but that's a story for an upcoming video. Against the Rays, Pedroia went 9 for 26, hit 3 homers, and had an OPS of 1200. The Red Sox fell just a game short of getting Pedroia to his second consecutive World Series in his first 3 years, but Pedroia wasn't going home empty-handed. He edged out Justin Morneau and Kevin Youkilis to win American League MVP in just his 3rd season. Whatever you call sweeping the Oscars in baseball terms is essentially what Pedroia did in 2008. I'm about to show you a comprehensive list of every Major League Baseball player to ever win a Gold Glove, Rookie of the Year, Most Valuable Player, and a World Series, all within the first 2 seasons of their career. And only 10 players in history have done this in the entirety of their careers. The other 9 may have towered over him in height, but each of them stand equally tall on that historic list. Does the fact that I'm 6'6" saying that make that some kind of height appropriation? Pedroia was the first American League second baseman to win the award in almost 50 years, and only the 3rd player ever to win MVP the season after winning Rookie of the Year, joining Cal Ripken Jr. and Ryan Howard, who did it just 2 years earlier. Fred Lynn and Ichiro were the only 2 who had won them in the same year. Pedroia continued to hold his ground as one of the game's best over the next few years. Had a few 5-for-5 games, including one in Colorado where he continued bullying the Rockies with 3 homers in a single game. He made 3 All-Star teams, won 3 Gold Gloves, and finished top 10 in the MVP vote twice. But beyond the accolades and the numbers, anyone watching this who loves, or even just knows Dustin Pedroia, knows that he's one of those players with that unquantifiable aspect to him. The kind of player who by merely existing makes those around him better. The guy everyone wants to see play for no other reason than the kind of presence he brings to a baseball field. He's the cover athlete, the guy whose jersey you buy, the guy Jared Carrabis models his look after. His face is on the billboard, he's the one who rallies the team, and he's the guy you try and model your own play after on the field. In spite of a great college career at Arizona State, Pedroia shattered somewhat low expectations at the major league level in his career. On a 20 to 80 scale, one Chicago scout gave young Dustin Pedroia a 20 for power, a 30 for speed, and a 40 for his arm. The best of those 3 projected him to be below average among major leaguers. Dustin won 3 World Series rings. He was a Rookie of the Year winner, an MVP, played in a World Baseball Classic, and won 4 Gold Gloves. For someone that White Sox scout believed couldn't even make it as a utility man on their roster, I'd say that's not too bad. The Red Sox played in 51 postseason games from 2007 through 2017, and all 51 lineup cards feature the name Dustin Pedroia at second base. In 20 career championship games, Pedroia hit .325 with a .422 OBP. He was at the heart of it all. He was baseball's 5th most valuable player by WAR from 2008 through 2013. His worst season by reference WAR in a quote-unquote healthy season was 3.9. The WAR he accumulated in his 7 best seasons falls just short of the average for current Hall of Famers at his position. Now, Dustin Pedroia probably isn't going to the Hall of Fame, but probably not because he wasn't good enough, just simply because of the hand, or I guess in this case the knee, that life dealt him. Life's not fair. It never has been. Sure, Dustin was incredibly lucky to make it to the major leagues, but luck is relative. Relative to your average Joe, I'd say Pedroia is pretty lucky. Relative to the kinds of talent in his company, maybe not as much. But thankfully, as far as the player himself is concerned, it seems like he's pretty grateful for his time as a Major League Baseball player. We all know it sucks that his career ended too soon. We all wish he could have been able to play baseball for longer. And we could focus on what could have been, but it's better to focus on the good we did get from him while he was on the field. Life will continue to hand us the bad, and when it does, we have the choice of whether or not we want to look through the noise and see the good. Dustin Pedroia made it to the major leagues and turned out to be one of the most beloved and talented players in a franchise that's been around for over 100 years. You can't help but feel sorry that we didn't get to see more of him, but he gave fans memories most players couldn't in 20-year-long careers. He won 3 more rings than Ted Williams, played in 2 more World Series than Barry Bonds, had a higher career OPS plus than Cal Ripken Jr., and hit more doubles than Mike Piazza and almost 1,000 fewer at-bats. I'd say Dustin Pedroia had a pretty great major league career. Life might not be fair, but it's all about perspective. In my home, we have a quote on the wall that says, "Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain." I'd say Dustin Pedroia learned to dance in the rain. The height, the injuries, he pushed through, and he put on a show for us. He's always been a legend in my eyes, and even if he isn't good enough for Cooperstown, I'm happy that he'll always have a special place among the best to ever put on a Red Sox uniform.